Happy Saturday, y'all. What'd you think of that picture? This morning's pickings. Now, we could have got a few more green beans, but hey, we're going to have a little sample today. But today is a kind of a dual video. First part of this video is cooking pinto beans. I had not one but two young ladies, but it's been about a month, actually asked me would I cook pinto beans. Now, I thought in the past I had done pintos, but I guess all I've done is red kidney beans. But Cameron actually requested pinto beans. And I said, what better opportunity than to have him cook them with my instructions so we can show these two young ladies how pinto beans is cooked, or at least in the South. Then on the menu, we're going to have fresh snap beans with some new potatoes. Oh, I forgot to get the sweet jalapeno. I got two I'm going to get, so I'm going to add those and banana peppers. And Cameron is going to make a little pan of cornbread. And then we've got zucchini. Now, we're not going to cook them all, probably two. And he wants them fried. So this is a meal, except for the pinto beans, that we picked this morning from the garden. And Cameron is going to cook the entire meal for us with me guiding him through. Now, he'll do the zucchini up until the frying part. And then Mama takes over. So, this is the video we have for today. Garden update tomorrow. But guys, this is amazing. Went out this morning and we're going to enjoy our hard work and our blessings. So, enjoy the video. Call it Cooking 101 with Cameron. And for you two young ladies. But we're going to start with the pintos. Now, all I did was I showed Cameron to dump them in a colander, wash them well, look through and get any bad pieces, and then we soaked them for an hour. That's all we've done. So I got to set you up at the stove so I can instruct Cameron and y'all can follow along. Right at a high, okay? And this is bacon grease from this morning. So that we're adding to our pot. Now Cameron's going to be adding a whole diced onion. Now this is a yellow sweet onion. Very good. Perfect. All right, let me get it cleaned off and you just start stirring that onion around. We're going to add the beans. Now, they have been draining for about 15 minutes. Remember, we washed them, picked through them, and soaked them for an hour. And you just get them to whipping. We want to get all of that bacon grease around those beans. And I'll get you some water. Keep on stirring. Because what you're doing is you're tenderizing that outer shell of those pintos, which will make them bloom, make them pop, get them tender. You're doing great. Y'all, I'm going to add just tap water. Just enough to cover the beans. We'll add a little bit more. You got onions on the side of the pot. There you go. We're going to add a teaspoon of the chicken base. Okay, y'all, if we were measuring, this would be about 2 heaping tablespoons of green bell pepper. Now, that's optional, but because we pulled it, I wanted to add it to these pintos. All right, y'all, all I'm going to do is bring this up to a boil. Now, you see there is no seasoning in this pot, and there is a reason for that. If I was to season dry beans, these kidney beans, any dry bean, you're not going to actually flavor the bean. You're flavoring just the water and the juice. You've got to allow these beans, just like peas, to tender So we won't even be seasoning these beans till the last hour of cooking. So I'm just going to bring this to a boil. We're going to check it every 30 minutes because, like I said, your water will decrease. But once it comes to a boil, we're going to drop it to a number 4 and put the lid on. But we're not just going to stop there, because in about an hour, we're going to add a secret ingredient. We're about to reach the boil state. So we're going to cover, and we're going to crank this heat down to a number 4. And I'll see y'all in about an hour. Okay, Cameron's going to add 1 bay leaf. It's been an hour of cooking. See these beans? Now we still have juice. But this is where we're going to add about another cup of juice. See how it's absorbed? But that bay leaf right there makes all the difference in the world. Okay, we're going to add about a cup of water and put the lid back on. Now we're moving to the snap beans and new potatoes. Cameron is working on cutting an onion. And this would be about maybe a half a cup to 3/4 cup of onion. We're probably not going to use it all. I'll just put it in a container because we really don't have this many snap beans. But we got enough to eat for supper between the 3 of us along with our other dishes. Y'all, us 3 here right now is cutting a jig. So, all right, we're going to move to the stove and he's going to show you how to make snap beans and new potatoes. In this pot, we're sitting on about a number 7. There again, I've got a little bit of bacon grease. We're going to get this heated, and Cameron is going to add about 2 tablespoons of diced onion. Very good. Now, as he's stirring, I'm going to drop these snap beans in. Okay, while he is stirring the green beans and onions around in the bacon grease, I've added some of my voodoo dust. Now, this is going to be seasoned to taste. This chicken base is salty. You noticed I didn't add a lot of salt, and we're going to be adding potatoes to this. So, oh, I made a mess. Okay, we've got a handful of our new potatoes. Now, I've got a couple of the large ones sitting to the side, but we wanted the small ones. Now, I've got my heat up to about a number 8, and we want to bring this to a boil. And then we will turn it down, and we're going to let it cook low and slow, and all of this juice will cook down. It will evaporate. Okay, it's coming up to boil. We're going to turn it down to about a number between a 3 and a 4 and put the lid on and keep checking it, but you're not going to add any more liquid. And this is going to cook low and slow and just smother down. We're 2 hours into the pinto beans, and I might have added about 3/4 cup of water. Now we're going to go ahead and season because they are really starting to get tender. The first thing we're going to add is some chili powder. Now, this is going to be to taste, but that's the key to flavoring pinto beans. How long has it been since y'all seen the glass baby food Gerber jars? I've got a couple of these. I use them for seasoning. I'm going to add just a little bit of cumin. Like I said, this is to taste. Now, I'm going to use my swamp mix. It's just a Creole-based seasoning, but I'm not going to stop there, guys. Now, my voodoo dust. And they're going to take on all of these flavors. Let's give it a good stir. Oh, yeah. The last thing we're going to add is salt. The ones that has ordered my seasoning, you'll find out that I have low sodium. I don't want to add an abundance of salt to any of my seasonings because some people don't like it, some people can't have it. And while I'm talking, I got to turn these green beans down because that pot was dancing. Now we got, oh, I got to refill. Look at that, y'all. I'm almost, yep, I'm going to have to refill. And remember, this is to taste. Put the lid on and keep checking it every 30 minutes. I normally cook mine between 3 and 4 hours. It usually leans more towards the 4-hour mark. Our chef left us. He's out there helping Pawpaw power wash the driveway. And I said, we got to get the cornbread. Mama, you can do the cornbread. It's not hard. He ain't never made cornbread. So, I've got my oven preheated at 425. Now, I do use a hot skillet. Some people use a cold skillet. I use a hot cast iron. So, it's in the oven. It's heating up as the oven's coming to temp. I will be using some of my lard that I put up. But you can use, you can even put butter in there. Any oil that you want. But make sure that the cast iron that you're using is designated for cornbread. Because the one thing you don't want to do is get it to stick. So I'm going to drop the camera. We're just making a little pong. That's all we're doing. So I'm going to show you what I use. Y'all, this is easy. But now I did add 1 banana, 2 no-heat jalapenos. But I left 1 banana out because Mr. Buddy's got to have that with his beans. Okay, this is a cup of self-rising cornmeal. I did put a pinch of salt, and I did put about a teaspoon of sugar because Cameron likes, it's not really sweet, it's a teaspoon, but when he's here, we do sugar. But you can leave the salt and the sugar out. 1 cup of just self-rising cornmeal. And like I said, I diced up the jalapenos and banana pepper. It's not necessary. 1 beaten egg. And I've got a well in the middle so I can get that egg mixed. Now, I don't know how to measure this. It's going to be by eyesight, guys. Okay? Let me get this open. I had to get me some buttermilk the other day when I went for those fruits and vegetables. And a lot of times it's getting harder to find. I don't know why. But I'm going to start with about, I don't know, that's about a 1/2 cup, maybe a little bit less. And I can go ahead and tell you it's not enough. And I am not there yet. Now, you don't have to use a whisk, because I'll swap from a whisk to a spatula when I get it to the consistency. Oh, yeah, that's where I want it. I'll get my spatula out so y'all can really see it. Can y'all see? That's the consistency that you're looking for. Now I've got about a teaspoon of lard. My chef joined me. He's behind the camera. All right, in the oven till golden brown. Now we got zucchini to do. On the stove, I have peanut oil heating up. Now you can use cast iron. I'm just going to use my old pot. I do a lot of just small frying in it. I'm sitting on about a number 6. I'm bringing it up to temp, but I don't want it to come up to temp too fast. My zucchini are washed. Now we're going to cut them and get this ball rolling. It's like, it's 3:30. We want to try to eat by 4:15. We're starving, so yeah, it's a little early for supper, but I can get out of the kitchen. Y'all, I've been in the kitchen since 6:45 this morning. Now, I normally just cut mine. Now, you can do them in rings, but guys, if you want to cook a whole lot of squash, green tomatoes, zucchini, fast, put them in nuggets. Works better. Plus, my grandkids like it like that. Now, I'll do disc for my fried green tomatoes if I want them on a sandwich. You know, there you go. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and some of my voodoo dust. There again, that's to taste. This is a 1/2 cup of self-rising cornmeal, and I'll be able to tell. That looks good. Yep. So, a little over half. Now some self-rising flour, and it's usually 3 parts cornmeal, 1 part flour. We're going to give it a good mix. Now, I'm not going to add much. I mean, what, 2 tablespoons? And the good thing about this is, if it's too sticky, just add more flour, because we've got plenty of cornmeal. We have a good coating. See there? And that's what you want. You want them separated, really. You don't want them sticky. If they're sticky, then you won't have a crust on them. So what I'm doing is, with this flat tip spoon, I'm just going in and pulling up that cornmeal and flour. I smell the oil. I cook by my nose, y'all. So we're almost ready. It popped back up. That means that your oil is good. I'm still on a number 6. This is going to be the first batch of 2, guys. You don't want to overcrowd. And you don't want to stir. I just kind of moved them around. Got my rice sitting over here cooking, because he wanted some rice. Okay, I'm scooping them out. We're looking at maybe 2 minutes, guys. We got about 10 minutes left on the rice. I wanted to eat at 4:15. Perfect timing. We got our cornbread ready. Look at that fried zucchini, y'all. Here's our pinto beans. And that's how they're supposed to look. You want that thick juice. Even though it didn't make a lot, we are going to be able to enjoy a few snap beans with these new potatoes. Well, Cameron just come in. He's going to wash his hands. And
I just did.
He just did. He's sweating, y'all. He is sweating. Oh, you just washed your hands?
Yeah.
But you just run them through your hair. You have to wash them again. But we're fixing to wrap this up. And, yeah, get the rice. And, guys, this is going to be a really good supper. Times 100. It's been a while. Oh my gosh, the wind picked up. Whoa, my lemon tree's going crazy. We're supposed to get some heavy rains coming in tomorrow for 5 days. But y'all, this is a blessing of a meal. Quality control. 1 thumbs up or 2? Oh, I got a snap and a 2 thumbs up. So tomorrow is garden update. We're going to do it early because the rain's coming in. Y'all finished the driveway, right? Yep, got the driveway done. And yeah, we're, he is, ain't no we about it. I've been in the kitchen all day. But I'm going to have to sample one too. Y'all. It's crunchy, but it's tender. See, I told you, that's what he loves. So, as always, stay safe.
And God bless.
And stay well.
And God bless.
And God bless. See y'all in the morning. Guys, we're feeling blessed. Thank y'all for being our friends.